Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into Season 2 of Peacemaker, starring John Cena as Chris Smith, aka Peacemaker, the guy in the helmet. We'll talk characters, story arcs, what worked, and importantly, what I didn't like because yes, I have some bones to pick with this season. Spoiler warning, if you haven't finished Season 2 yet, there may be some spoilers ahead. Let's jump in. First off, who are we dealing with this season? Some old faces, some new, some multiverse duplicates. Yes, it gets weird. Chris, aka Peacemaker, still our morally questionable anti-hero who's trying to be better-ish. He's trying to deal with what he's done, what he stands for. Season 2 opens with him in a rough spot, but first let's talk about a couple characters coming back. Adebayo, played by Denali Brooks, she's back, aka daughter of Amanda Waller. Vigilante, aka Freddie Stroma, the gloriously off-the-rails sidekick of Peacemaker, is back. Emilia Harcourt, Jennifer Holland, and Johnny Economos, Steve Ogg. Supporting characters from Argus, who bring some grounding and some absurdity. There are some new twists. We have alternate universe versions of characters, Chris's dad, brother, Peacemaker himself, which I'll get into. Alright, now let's talk about one of the things that really bugged me this season, the way the show handles Peacemaker's relationship with Emilia Harcourt. In Season 1, their dynamic was one of the most grounded and genuinely sweet parts of the show. Around all the chaos, explosions, and helmets, there was this quite emotional thread between them. Emilia started out kind of cold and professional. She's Argus through and through. But as the season went on, she slowly warmed up to Peacemaker. You could see it, the little looks, the moments where she defended him when the rest of the team wrote him off, and of course that final hospital scene where she's holding his hand. That moment hit hard. It felt like Peacemaker, this broken guy, desperate for connection, had finally found someone who saw the human beneath the dumb helmet. And her being this hardened badass, finally letting somebody get close to her. Cut to Season 2, and it feels like the writers just hit delete on that entire emotional payoff. Suddenly, Emilia is distant again. Her chemistry with Peacemaker is basically sidelined, and instead focus shifts to Rick Flagg Jr. being all buddy-buddy with her. It depicts their relationship in the past, showing they were closer than previously thought. Don't get me wrong, I actually like the addition of Rick Flagg Jr. as a character, but the way they rewrote Emilia's emotional closeness felt off, like they wanted to reset her arc to make room for a new plotline and that new storyline, the whole Rick Flagg Sr. as the new big bad. Now Rick Flagg Sr. as a villain is interesting. Frank Grillo playing Rick Flagg Sr. is great. He's one of the most memorable things in the season. He's a bad guy to our main characters, but he has his reasons, and in some way you root for him because at the end of the day, he's just doing what he thinks is right. He's trying to get vengeance for what Peacemaker did to his son, and he is trying to find a way to deal with all the villains, taking inspiration from Lex Luthor's pocket dimension prison. You've got legacy, you've got a father-son mirror to Peacemaker's own trauma with his dad, but because the show spends so much time establishing this new Flagg family, tension, Emilia and Peacemaker's relationship ends up feeling like collateral damage. We go from this could be something meaningful to, oh hey, remember when they cared about each other? Neither do we. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the show wants to emphasize that Peacemaker can't maintain meaningful relationships because of who he is. But if that's what they were going for, it needed more emotional follow-through. Instead, it just feels like they swapped one emotional thread for another without giving proper closure. Also, because we're juggling so many plot lines, new villains, new multiverse rules, new flags, the pacing takes a hit. We get these huge emotional setups that never quite pay off, and new relationships that don't have enough time to breathe. So instead of building depth, it feels like the writers are just spinning plates and hoping none of them crash. Spoiler, a few definitely do. Okay, big credit where it's due. Despite the things I didn't like, season 2 still delivers a lot of what made this show fun. The humor is still sharp, Peacemaker's one-liners, absurd violence, the over-the-top scenarios, still entertaining. Character growth is still present, Chris is trying, even if the path is messy. Adebayo is questioning loyalty. Vigilante is unhinged in a good way, of course. And they all have arcs. Okay, real quick, we need to talk about Vigilante, because honestly, he might be the best character in the whole show. Freddie Stroma absolutely owns this role. Vigilante is that perfect mix of unhinged, awkward, and so lovable. He's like if Deadpool, a mall cop, and your overly excited cousin were all fused into one person. What I love about him is that he's completely insane, but in a way that makes him the heart of the show. He doesn't have a filter. He misreads every social cue possible, but when Peacemaker's falling apart, Vigilante is always there. He's loyal to a fault, like he would literally jump in front of a bullet for Chris without even thinking about it, mostly because he's too dumb to think about it, but also you can see how much he loves him. Every scene he's in just works. The comedic timing, the physicality, the random outbursts. It all gives the show this offbeat energy that balances the dark stuff. And beneath all that chaos, there's something weirdly genuine about him. He wants to be good. He wants to be a hero. He just has no idea how. So yeah, Peacemaker might be the star, but Vigilante, he's the best character, at least in this season. The show bravely leans into weirdness and doesn't sanitize itself. The multiverse stuff is wild, the visuals are bold, the action is chaotic. We went from emotional buildup to multiverse chaos to, oh hey, we're in a new dimension now. Roll credits. It's not bad, but it definitely could have used another 1 or 2 episodes to let those moments breathe. We needed more time for Peacemaker to process what just happened, to feel the weight of losing his team, stepping into this unknown world. Instead, it felt like someone hit the fast forward button just when things were getting good. If I had to compare this 2 seasons, season 1 is still the stronger one for me. It had tighter writing, more emotional depth, and that perfect blend of absurd comedy and heartbreaking character work. Season 2 is still good, don't get me wrong. It's ambitious, it takes big swings, and it gives us some wild ideas, but sometimes ambition can get in its own way. Season 2 definitely wobbles under all the stuff it's trying to juggle. And before I wrap up, I've got to mention Eagly. I love that bird. He's basically the emotional support animal of the DC universe. But his arc this season was kind of weird, turning him into this almost symbolic primary eagle of destiny thing felt a little off. I liked it better when he and Peacemaker were just this rugged, chaotic duo, a guy and his eagle trying to keep up with a world that's way too serious for them. It was fun, simple, and surprisingly heartfelt. I hope in season 3 they bring back more of that grounded buddy dynamic, instead of whatever mystical eagle hierarchy they were hinting at. Alright, that's my take on Peacemaker Season 2. It's funny, it's violent, it's weird, it's emotional, but maybe just a little too chaotic for its own good. What did you think? Did you like the multiverse twist? Do you think the ending worked, or should they have given us more time before dropping the portal bomb? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your takes. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into comic book shows, and ring that bell so you don't miss when I cover whatever insanity comes next in the DCU. I'm going to be covering other TV shows and movies as well if you're interested. Until next time, keep your helmets shiny, keep your eagles fed, and remember, peace takes work and apparently a few extra dimensions.